Oh, look at that. Well, you know what? It's an American classic, and so is she.
Wow, Kim.
I'm just hitting it out of the park. Okay, I better not get too confident.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Seriously, it is a American classic, and it's also always with your camping. You want to have this. Here with a spin on that is our very own Maria Provenzano. And it's s'mores. S'mores. And I want some more.
Everybody wants some more s'mores. I mean, what's summer without a s'more?
I know, right?
Yes, definitely.
So I hear that not just are these s'mores going to be amazing, but you make your very own marshmallows.
Yes, so I make my own marshmallows, and I'm very proud of this recipe.
Yeah.
I try. No, I'm very proud of this recipe because when I first started my website about 6 years ago, I love making everything, obviously, from scratch. And so I kept looking up, recipes for marshmallows, and they were all made with corn syrup. Right. And I was like, there has to be something else, and there was nothing. So I started doing all this research, more than 2 weeks. More than 2 weeks. So I actually just substituted honey, a direct substitute, and it worked. And I have been making this for over 6 years, and it is. I mean, it works every single time, and it's so much better for you. It doesn't have, that flat taste. It's more floral and really a beautiful taste. Yeah.
And Sophie's ears just perked.
I'm so happy. Yeah. So this is one of my all-time favorite recipes. So I'm so happy to share it.
Well, let's get started.
Yeah. It takes a little bit to make this happen.
It does take a little bit. Yeah. So I got started earlier. So here
what'd you
is
do?
how you get started on this. So those basics of what you need: honey and gelatin and vanilla beans. So you want to bloom the gelatin with some water. And it's a half a cup, and then you add in the gelatin. So it's like 4 little packs of the gelatin. And while it's blooming, and then this is 2 cups of honey. And so just pour it in, and that's just a candy thermometer. Add a little bit of salt, because you always need a little bit of salt with the sweetness. Okay. And then use a whisk and bring it up to 240 degrees. And then after you bring it up to 240 degrees, very slowly pour it into your stand mixer with the whisk attachment going, and you want to start on low. And then once you have it all poured in, you can turn the speed up, and it will continue. You want it to get to the speed up to probably as close to the highest that it goes, and you let it go for about 10 minutes, and it will fluff up. And sort of towards like the halfway point, I use the vanilla bean, and this is what makes it really beautiful and gourmet.
So fresh.
If you don't have vanilla bean, you can use really any kind of like vanilla flavor, food flavoring, or any kind of flavoring like rose water, orange, anything. You could change your flavoring. And look how beautiful and fluffy it is.
It looks like meringue.
Yes, it does look like meringue. And then you pour it into a prepared baking dish. This one is like 8 by 11. And then that brings us to where we are now. So that's what
it's like a sheet.
Yes. So you want to make sure to really spray the pan, and that's. There's so many people do it so many different ways. I just found that if you use cooking spray, then it's totally fine on stir. And so great tip with this, if you, I'm not going to get this on your dress.
No, it's okay.
I might.
Please.
So then to cover your surface, use powdered sugar. And then it will just...
No way.
Look at that. Did you chill that, or did it just...
No, it'll just set up. So you want to let it set up. It actually sets up pretty quickly, but give it overnight. Give it 8 hours. Give it 12, and it'll set up.
Get your hands off of this
I mean, I could literally just do a face plant into this so easily.
And so I'm going to use a little bit. So you can use a little bit on top. So this is a great tip when you are, making these. Powdered sugar helps you cut through, and also a pizza cutter.
No.
And, you can use a knife. You use a very sharp knife, but you can use a pizza cutter, and that actually. I know. Look at that.
Wait, this is really fun.
I mean, can you imagine?
You don't want to eat it.
Blake and Connor.
And then this is something that you can actually feel good about giving your kids because it's not, the process. And then to make them really fun, we are going to make them s'mores on a stick. So you guys, with these, they don't, if you wanted to do the classic s'more over the fire, these, I did try it over the 4th. You can put it on the stick and put it over the fire, but it's going to happen like that. And they get soft really fast because they don't have the stabilizers in them. So what I like to do is sort of like a fun take on this. Is great for parties. So what you do is you take the little stick, so now that we have the and then we're out of sticks.
Yeah, where are the sticks?
That's okay. We'll play with these ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So what I like to do is when you take your stick, you dip it in, and so as you can see that these are like that here.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So
so it helps it
so you dip it in the chocolate and then dip it in the marshmallow, and then I actually like to put that in the fridge for about a minute or whatever, just to let it set up, because then it dips easier.
Okay.
And so then you take your little marshmallow. And this is a word on chocolate. This is candy coating chocolate. So if you're letting them set out at room temperature, these are things I use for like bonbons, things that are setting up at room temperature.
Sure.
And so that's what when you're making candy, that's what you use
Yeah.
candy coating chocolate for. If you don't have candy coating chocolate, you can use just regular chocolate chips, add a little bit of coconut oil to it, and it'll loosen it up. And it's the same process. It just this sets up a little bit easier at room temperature, and the other ones need to be stored in the fridge. So then all you do is dip.
You're dipping. You know, this is genius because sometimes the traditional s'mores, you know, you're just so busy doing all the layering
Delicious.
and then
in one swoop. And then in your animal crackers?
Yes. Well, the graham crackers. You can use animal crackers.
could.
Oh, I'm making a mess.
Graham crackers.
And then you just do that. But you could use sprinkles. You could do anything you want. And then if you want to make them really thick, you could do it in just a smaller dish as well. So I'm going to do
I like it. I like this marshmallow.
I do
other than
too.
regular.
So you guys like the marshmallow?
That's why I say it has that depth of flavor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So much.
And then I'll put it in the fridge for just a minute, just to let everything set up.
good.
You guys, what did you think? Tell me before I go.
Oh my God, it's delicious.
No, it's delicious. It's wonderful.
Like the dark chocolate and crunchy.
Oh my God.
Right.
It is heaven.
Jam and sugar.
I promise. I swear by this
Where's the
recipe.
show
You
gonna
guys
go from
need to
here?
try it. It's so wonderful.
It is
Fantastic.
delicious.
Stick
Maria.
around when we come back. Other than Kim's Sugar High, we're going to sit down and chat with Burt Ward, the Cape Canine Crusader, if you will. We'll find out why.